Hi, Jonathan York from Investment Research Group, looking at the investment markets ahead. Quite a bit of interest out there last week with a couple of important announcements re domestic bond issues. Z Energy now have confirmed their bond issue. That'll open on the 18th of July, will close on the 10th of August. At present there's no indication of what the rate will be or the term. But as I say, if you look at what's in the marketplace at the moment, it is probably going to be a sort of 5 to 7 year term. Interest rate, it's probably around sort of 6 to 6.5%, judging on where current issues are trading. If you do have any interest in that, of course, on 0800 867 323, I think that will be very highly sought after. And following on the back of that, Trustpower announced as well that they will probably have a bond issue as well to replace the bond that's maturing in September of this year. Again, no firm details on that, but again, I think it will be pretty highly sought after. And if you do have any interest, 0800 867 323. Certainly the domestic market has been starved of sort of retail bond issues. There have been quite a few sort of institutional offers, but this is the first sort of retail offer there's been this year, and it will be very interesting to see how it proceeds. At present, the interest that we've seen coming through has been really very strong. This follows on the back of the state asset sales, which is really starting to gain a little bit of momentum as well now, after all the bills have been passed in Parliament. Potentially there are a few sort of challenges to it, but at the moment interest now is starting to mount. And if you are interested in registering your interest for the state asset sales, Mighty River Power will be the first cab off the block. Call us on 0800 867 323, and we can then contact you as soon as we have any firm details. Elsewhere, market's a little bit disappointing on Saturday New Zealand time, with the unemployment data coming out of the US. Really sort of pretty stagnant there, only created 80,000 jobs. But really I think the bigger test will be on the earnings reports that start coming through this week. At present, valuations for the equity markets are pretty subdued. And if you look at the sort of action on the share price, they are pricing in some pretty anemic earnings reports coming through. So if you start to see these coming through a little bit better than expected, or even on target, there's potential for a little bit of a rally out there in the equity markets. Also this week we get a further reading on the growth numbers coming out of China. Certainly the central bank has been doing everything it can to try and stimulate a little bit of growth out there, easing monetary policy again in the last couple of weeks. And so it'll just be interesting to see what their growth numbers are looking like. But again, you've got to put that in perspective. New Zealand is looking like sort of 2–2.5%. China is supposedly slowing, but still could be growing at an annual rate of around 8%. So it does have to be put in context. And as long as it's still around that 8%, I think there'll still be reasonable demand coming out of China. So just call us on 0800 867 323 if you're interested in the Z Energy bond issue, interested in the Trustpower issue, and also the state asset sales. Or you can go to the website www.irgbop.co.nz for lots of interesting articles, applications, and we look forward to speaking to you soon.